Did you know that there are some advantages of having a breast prosthesis over, let's say, reconstruction surgery? Now, my name is Sherry from Twin Sisters Mastectomy Boutique, and I'm not a doctor or a nurse, but I can tell you that there's advantages and disadvantages on both sides. So I'm just folding my reminder cards here as we chat. So the advantages of having reconstruction would be that you don't have to have a breast prosthesis every couple of years, and that it may feel very much like your body, depending on how they do the surgery. And I guess there's like a multitude of ways of doing it. Sometimes you kind of get a tummy tuck incorporated in it, which that's not the exciting part. I think the exciting part is that they would use your natural tissue. But what I've seen as a disadvantage is you can reject the reconstruction. You can reject it if it's an implant. You can reject your own body tissue, which is what I saw once, which I thought was like super interesting. I didn't know that you could reject your own tissue, but you can. And of course, you're putting your body through a lot of trauma. And one of the challenges is that if you're having reconstruction, your breast size, as far as I understand, doesn't change as your body size changes. So let's say you lose or gain weight, naturally your breasts get bigger and smaller. But if you're having reconstruction, that's not going to be the case, especially if you only have one side being reconstructed. They're going to, age differently, sag differently, move differently. And the people I've seen in here, and in fairness, I only see people who are unhappy with their reconstruction, but they're unhappy because the girls don't match. They don't even look like sisters. They look more like distant cousins. And, one's up, one's down. They're different sizes, they're different shapes, and they're not happy. Now, I don't know what the statistics are. Maybe it's 1 in 1,000 that aren't happy, but for me, it's kind of a biased outlook because the only people I see who've had reconstruction are people who are unhappy. So what are the advantages of having a breast prosthesis? Well, there's a few of them. First of all, you're not putting your body through yet another surgery, which is probably the biggest advantage I can see. Your body's been through so much already. Do you really want to put it through yet another surgery? And a lot of my clients say, no way, you can pay them to have reconstruction. And that's fine, personal choice. Again, if you gain or lose weight, you can change your breast prosthesis so that the girls are always twins. They're always going to match. And you're not going to end up, trying to be hiding underneath your clothes because they don't match. I recently had a client in whose sister had reconstruction, and she had a double mastectomy, and she had reconstruction, and she just wasn't happy with it. Because, if you're anything like me, I would be thinking, oh, they're going to come out perfect and they're going to be great. And the truth is, these surgeons are fantastic, but everybody's body heals differently. We don't know how much tissue they had to work with or take out or remove. So, it's not really always possible to get that perfect set of breasts that you maybe were anticipating. And so, one of the advantages of having breast prosthesis, external breast prosthesis, is that they're always going to be symmetrical. They're always going to match. They're always going to look the same, and you don't ever have to worry about, what you're wearing, because the girls are going to look the same. And then you also don't need to worry about future surgeries as it relates to breast reconstruction. So again, I'm not a doctor or a nurse, but my understanding is that if you have, let's say, implants, that they're only good for about 10 years, and then you have to have another surgery to change them out. Correct me down below if I'm incorrect on that. Any doctors or nurses out there who know better, let me know. Maybe technology has changed. But my understanding is that if you have implants, that you need to have them changed out about every 10 years. Yet more surgery. And of course, with breast prosthesis, you don't need to do that. You come in about every 2 years, and you get refit and resized. And that's just because, you know, most of us don't stay the same size. Oh geez, I can't talk today. So yeah, you just change them out and match the girls up and you're good to go. So there's no further complications. It's easy peasy. And there's also no downtime. Like, you come in, now you do have to wait about 4 to 6 weeks after your initial surgery before you can be fit with your breast prosthesis. But after that, there's no downtime. Like, you come in, and I like to have everything in stock. So an hour later, you are walking out with your new silhouette. You know, you don't have to take time off work. You don't have to be under nursing care. You literally just buy the girls and wear them home, which is pretty awesome. You know, especially in today's world where we get everything instantly. This is something nice to get instantly. I have a lot of people who come in and they're like, oh, how long will it be till I get them? I'm like, you're walking out with them today. And they're like, oh my gosh, and they're so happy. And then it's nice because you can get a grant from the government. Every person in Ontario, and here we are in Ontario, Canada, but I think all the provinces in Ontario have some sort of government grant towards your breast prosthesis. I don't know how it works with breast or not augmentation, but breast reconstruction after surgery. I think that's also covered because it's, you know, a medical procedure as opposed to just augmentation for preference. So I think that's also covered. So there's a lot of advantages. And what some people do is they say, well, I don't want to be rushed into it. Because sometimes people told me that they felt pressure to get their reconstruction. So, you know, what they'll do is they'll wear, you know, their breast prosthesis for a year, and then they'll make a decision. Like, can I live with breast prosthesis? Or, you know, is this too much of a pain for me? Like, you know, a bother. And then they'll make their decision. And quite often people will say, you know, I prefer the breast prosthesis. It's like so easy. It's a good look and I don't have to go through surgery again. But at the end of the day, it's a personal choice that you can discuss with your healthcare team and make a decision that's right for you. There's lots of different kinds of breast reconstruction. I assume that, you know, technology is getting better and better all the time. They have nipple tattoos now, which is pretty cool. They almost look 3D. They're really impressive. So, you know, if you're not sure what you want to do, don't make any rush decisions. I suggest talking to people, you know, seeing what they liked and what they didn't like about reconstruction, about wearing breast prosthesis. Try breast prosthesis for, you know, a year before you're making any commitments to having another surgery, and just take your time. Because it's such a big decision to have surgery, and you want to make sure that you are well informed and educated on whatever your choices are going to be. And that's about it. I would be very interested in hearing from you if you chose to have reconstruction. How did that go? Was it, oh gosh, I can't speak today. Was it what you expected? Were there any pleasant surprises? Were there any things that you hadn't thought about before? And what about the people who chose not to have reconstruction? Was there a reason for that? Was it just a matter of time, downtime you didn't want, or was it that you couldn't have reconstruction? Because some people can't because of maybe radiation treatment. It renders the skin not able to stretch to have a, you know, reconstruction, or maybe there's some other medical conditions, but you don't have to share your medical conditions with us. But if you, you know, have chosen not to have reconstruction because you were just happy with the breast prosthesis, or you just didn't want to have yet another surgery, or maybe there's another reason. So, you know, we are a good community here who helps each other out. The more knowledge we have, the better. And we really appreciate your support. So please like, share, comment down below. Sharing is really important because you never know who you're helping. it's 1 in 8 women in their lifetime will have breast cancer. And so that means that there are people you know who have breast cancer, but you don't even know that they've had surgery because, you know, technology today is great. If they're wearing a prosthesis, if they've had reconstruction, you may never know. And there's no reason that you should know. So please do like, share, subscribe, and we appreciate your support. Thanks, and have a great day.